Welcome to the third episode of my Bedrock Hardcore world. Today I'm making a town, like a Scottish town. They use a lot of grass in the roofs, in this like medieval picture I chose, like for this particular town. So I decided to do that. I think it looks pretty cool. I started off with the stone bricks, but I didn't think it looked as good as the andesite and the cobble, and I dotted in a bit of diorite, just because in the reference picture it looked kind of like they had something kind of like diorite, some kind of white stone in with it. And I thought that looks cool. I really like it. I feel like it's more of a thing that not everyone likes, but I mean, I'm building it for myself, not for you guys. So yeah. I start layering on the grass, and I use spruce at the edge, which they didn't use any wood in the like picture of the Scottish medieval town I saw, but I couldn't really figure it out without wood, so I thought the wood worked anyways, and it looked pretty cool. Spruce, I think, worked here just because it was kind of like grass, or dirt, I mean, and it kind of made I don't know, it kind of fit in with it. Yeah, I did the first texture, and then I just went on the roof because I felt like trying out the roof to see if it works, because I only tested in a creative test world for like a second. Then I started going on the chimney. I thought brick would be cool for the chimney. I added a campfire later. Then I chop it down and I move it up a little bit because it was a bit too far out for my liking. And I move it a little bit farther down. I use the spruce trapdoors because obviously the campfire is going to go in there. I decided to use fences for the windows just because I thought that they might be a bit more poor around this town. And couldn't really afford glass. I think the fences looked kind of cool, like they're boarded up or something. I did try light gray glass, and that was okay, but I like this better. And this is a town, so I added a little road, which I do expand. I do end up expanding it. I also used a spruce door, and then I mapped out a bunch of other houses, just so then I could kind of have a good layout. I only actually did 4 houses, but I did some other things, and I think it worked out for the best, personally. I do a lot of the same texture with the cobblestone, andesite, and just a few pieces of dorite mixed in. And I think that I really like the dorite. I don't know. This one's on a slight diagonal, like a very small diagonal, same as the one over there. I just build it up like the other one, basically, with the polished andesite in the corners, every other block, just so that I can make the corners a bit, well, not the corners, but well, yeah, I guess the corners, but yeah, make them a bit more known, I guess, supported. Then I go up, and this part, since it was an angle, I accidentally made it an even thing, so that's even in the middle. So I couldn't do the slab going across, but I didn't really mind. So I placed down the dirt again, or the grass, I mean, and I really like the grass. Then I bone meal it, and I get rid of all the flowers in the grass, and also I make some 2-high grass every once in a while. And I also make some 2-high ferns too, but I got rid of all the flowers. I don't really know why. Maybe I'll add some flowers later. But I like it without the flowers. I just think it looks more like it's on the roof. Maybe it's because the flower roots are too big or something. I don't know. Now I start placing in the windows and the edges of the house, or the ends, I mean. Yeah, there's not actually any dorite in this house, which I end up changing. Then I quickly make some slabs, and I make that kind of chimney design, which I end up changing. I don't really like it. And then I add in some dorite, because I really like the dorite. I feel like not everyone would like that, but I like it. I think it matches in. Then I start on this 3x3 house. Well, actually it's a 5x5, but the interior's 3. Oh no, sorry. First I add in polished andesite to underneath the windows to make them look a bit more fortified, or in there. Then I build up this 3x3 house. I make room for windows. I start adding in some more dorite. Have a door right there, like a place for a door. and then I build up the ends, and I have to break it because it's actually too close to that other house. And now it's actually a 3x3 or 5x5. I guess before it was like a 6x5 or something, or 4x3 in the interior. Then I add in stairs, but then I end up breaking those because it matched in too much with the other house. So I change it to slabs, and that overall just kind of works and adds a bit of variety to the thing, or to the town. Then I add some of the slabs are a bit more into the thing. Then I keep placing them. I break some of the blocks, add in some more dirt. Then I did like a Nordic kind of roof design. Well, maybe not Nordic, but some kind of roof design where it's kind of like bumpy at the top, which I kind of like. Then at the back of it, I just added up some fences, some slabs, and made a little place where they can keep like wood for a fire. Then I made another angle house, placing in some polished andesite for the windows and the corners. Use the same palette as I've been using. Just build it up. It's again like a very slight angle. I messed up there a little bit, so I had to replace it. Then I made the chimney, and I built up this. Then I started up with the stairs. Now this house is probably my second favorite, maybe my favorite. I really like how it turned out. I mean, it's like all these houses are very similar, but I really like this one, how it turned out. I ended up having to break all these because I did it too close to the, or I covered up the polished andesite, and like I just made it too short. Now I wanted to do some like height variation, but it didn't really work out too well. I just didn't really want to make a huge house to make it taller, and I didn't want to make any shorter houses. So I just kind of did the same height for like most of the houses, but I don't think it actually makes the town too bad or anything. Again with this one, I didn't put the slab line going through the middle because for one it's the angle, and for two it's an even number. Then I built up the chimney, which again later in the video oh no, right here I just placed the campfire. Yeah, so I placed the campfire in there, in here, and I placed a brick slab above it. It looks cool. I added a little, I think it's an awning, I think that's what it's called. I added some barrels around the village, and I do some other detail bits off camera. Because, I had to make the village feel a bit more alive. Now I skipped ahead. I actually did some market stands and stuff, which I'll show off at the end. I just didn't really feel like recording them. I mean, they're pretty straightforward, and it doesn't take too long to make them. So these things right here, though, these are going to be fields for gardens. So I just did a text variation. I didn't add any door right into this one, but or because I didn't really think it would work here. I feel like the houses have something in it that like it needs for like a house to have it. Anyways, then I made them a bit jagged and look like they've been breaking and stuff with the stairs and the slabs, and just overall make them a bit taller. And I use again andesite and cobblestone. Yeah. Then I go around a couple of times. It's kind of funny watching yourself go through a video. Anyways, then I go out, make some texture variation, again with the same thing. Now, the stands I made, I'll just quickly talk about them since I got the time. I made a mutton stand and I made a potato stand. I used some carpet at the top with some string underneath it so I could place it in the air to make it kind of like a tarp. And I used some stone bases, and I think they look pretty good. You'll see them at the end. And I also added in a small cooking fire, which that would have been cool to record. I just didn't feel like it, to be honest. Then this one I made like a lavender kind of field with the lilac flowers. I think it's pretty cool having some just like some fields other than just farmland, which I do some farmland fields though, because those look pretty good. But the lavender the lilacs make it look like lavender, and I like that. Then I hide some water like underneath the blocks so I can saturate the soil. This is something you probably already are doing. If not, it's a cool little tip. I use it. I don't actually use it that much, but I'll probably use it a little bit more. Like, I probably will start using it. It like the farmland, like, has to be within 4 blocks of water, or else it isn't saturated. And on Java Edition, I'm not sure about this edition, the Bedrock edition, but on Java Edition at least, you can plant crops without having saturated like soil. Like, you don't have to have water near it, and as long as you don't break the crop, the thing will stay there. I don't know. And I planted the potatoes, and I planted a wheat field too. Now I'm working on some interiors. I just thought it'd be a kind of cool thing to do some interiors since I only have 4 houses. I start off with some dark oak and some slabs, and then I added some texture variation, or not texture, some variation, I guess, to the roof to make it seem like bumpy and old. And then I dug out the floor, started placing in some andesite and cobblestone. Just make it look like it was made out of like the stones and stuff, and it's kind of gotten a bit rocky or gravelly or something. Then I just made some simple tables. Interiors aren't my main thing, but I made a little shelf. Then I made, this part is kind of cool. I didn't really hook it up to the chimney, but I made a little like cooking fire thing. Then yeah, that's that interior. So this house, I like it, and this house right here are probably my 2 favorite houses in the village. Again, this is a Scottish themed village. I think it was pretty cool making that, like, it out of this style. But did the same floor, and I did the same dark oak. I stripped the dark oak, by the way, if you didn't see. Then I made some tables, and then I put the furnace there with the polished andesite over there, because that's where the chimney is. So then I started placing in slabs again here. This time I didn't rough them up, I don't think, because I didn't really feel like it. Then I made the floor, placed in some more tables. Interiors really aren't my thing. I like interiors, but all I do is place tables and chairs, and that's about it. This one is a 3x3 interior, so I really didn't do a lot. I ended up breaking it and bringing it down a block because the dirt would have been showing, and I didn't really want that. So I just did that, and then I placed in the andesite, placed in a torch, but then I broke it because I was going to put the furnace there. And then I added a little couch, and yeah, that's that. Now this is the whole town. I added some spruce fences, some flower pots, bone mealed the grass a little bit, and I think it turned out really cool. I like the diagonal houses. I like how this is kind of like a farming community. I just really enjoyed working on this place. It was a fun little project after working on a city, working on a little town. Here's all the fields all planted up, like fully planted up. Obviously you saw the lilac one. This little grave I added, like, where people were putting all their flower pots to, like, support it. I don't know. Those are the stands I made. I think they look pretty cool. There's the cooking pot. I used red and blue and yellow and green for one of the tents. Hope you enjoyed the video.